Today we look at one of the biggest punchers in boxing history. How good was the California Terror Joe Choynski? Joseph Bartlett Choynski was born November 8, 1868, in San Francisco, California. Choynski stood 5'10½". He had an aggregate weight of 167 pounds for his career. Choynski's career spanned from 1888 to 1904. He had 57 wins, 14 losses, and 6 draws. 39 of his wins were by knockout. He had 2 no-decision bouts and 2 no contests. His win percentage was 70, and his knockout percentage was 68. Joe Choynski is one of boxing's smaller fighters who packed a significant punch. Choynski racked up knockout victories from middleweight up to heavyweight. Choynski first gained notice after dominating a heavier Frank Glover in February of 1889, which led to a May 30, 1889 matchup between him and another San Francisco native, gentleman James J. Corbett. After 4 rounds, the police stopped the fight, but the 2 fighters met again 6 days later in a battle on a barge. Corbett wore 2-ounce gloves, while Choynski wore a pair of leather driving gloves after forgetting to bring gloves on board the barge. The 2 men were bloodied and bruised in a rough-and-tumble affair that saw Corbett gain a knockout victory in the 27th round. Choynski was a very slick, technical boxer, allowing him to traverse the weights and made him a very dangerous fighter, coupled with his punching power. Choynski met an equally murderous puncher in multiweight champion, the fighting blacksmith Bob Fitzsimmons, on June 18, 1894, in Boston. Fitzsimmons dropped Choynski with a massive shot in the 5th round and essentially had him out for the count before the police stepped in, forcing the referee to call the fight a draw. Choynski lost a controversial decision to James J. Jeffries on November 30, 1897, in a heavyweight fight for which Choynski was outweighed by 52 pounds by the larger, muscular Jeffries. Choynski even drew first blood in going the 20-round distance. Many ringside observers felt Choynski deserved the nod. Choynski was dropped 5 times by the 5 feet 1 inch welterweight Barbados Joe Walcott in their February 23, 1900 contest. The fight occurred at heavyweight, though Choynski came in at 167 pounds, while Walcott weighed only 147 pounds. The referee stopped the fight in the 7th round, handing Walcott the victory. Choynski's most famously referenced fight is undoubtedly his February 25, 1901 contest with Jack Johnson, who would become the first black world heavyweight champion in 1908. Johnson tried to use his size to overwhelm Choynski and was knocked out with a hard right hand in the 3rd round. Prize-fight knockouts were outlawed in Texas, and both fighters were jailed. Choynski would train and spar with Johnson during their lockup time, which helped reshape Johnson's game and fighting style to become more defensive. Ironically, Choynski would train James J. Jeffries in his 1910 comeback fight against Jack Johnson. In the only known, surviving video of Choynski, we're able to get a glimpse of his style during their training. Choynski shows that he's very adept at maintaining distance by using great footwork to keep Jeffries at bay, preventing the larger Jeffries from setting his feet for punches. These were the same traits that made Choynski successful early in his career. Choynski faced 9 Hall of Famers during his career. His most notable fights were against Jack Johnson, Philadelphia Jack O'Brien, James J. Corbett, Tom Sharkey, James J. Jeffries, Charles Kid McCoy, Barbados Joe Walcott, and Bob Fitzsimmons. Joe Choynski died on January 25, 1943, at the age of 74. Despite never fighting for a world title, Choynski left an undebatable mark on the sport of boxing. Choynski will forever be remembered as one of the first influential Jewish boxers. His legacy as a puncher has put him amongst the greatest in the sport's history. He was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1998. Thanks for watching.